There's a 7-year window, a crucial window of time when you can connect with your kid actually fairly easily. And the window exists from the age of 8 to the age of 15. My name is Philip Dosa, and on this channel we're talking about how to connect with your heart so you can connect with your kid's heart, how to be the dad you wish you had. When your kid turns 8, their ability to have self-reflective emotion comes alive. The ability to have shame, the ability to process emotion as a part of who they are. At the age of 11, they start to have abstract thought. They start to think about their identity, meaning, purpose. And by the age of 13, they are fully developing an identity. And many of us as fathers think about that teenage year, that 13, 14, 15-year-old being the key time to engage with our kids. But I believe the window starts much earlier, and many fathers are missing this critical time, this crucial time where they could find real, genuine connection with their kids. And I believe many fathers actually miss this window, not because they don't want to connect with their kids, but because they don't know how. In this video, we're going to talk about this 7-year window and what you can do about it as a father. And in this playlist on this channel, we're going to be discussing the skills that will enable you to connect with your kids as a father. It's actually not that complicated. It's actually not that difficult. It probably doesn't mean spending more time with your kids or going to counseling or becoming someone completely different, but it's really just about understanding your own heart and seeing your own heart and how you've reacted maybe poorly to your own heart that enables you to then react better to your heart, which is the foundation of reacting better to your kids' hearts. In the end, what you're looking for isn't just a well-behaved kid, isn't just a kid who's respectful, a peaceful home. You're actually looking for a kid that is comfortable with who they are, that knows they're loved, that understands their value, their identity, and that is able to build a life on that. And that starts with emotional connection with their father. It starts with a healthy heart. And that is something that you can give them quite easily in this window of time if you know what to do, if you know how to do it. So that's what we're going to jump in today. I am a father of 5 kids. My oldest is 13 and my youngest is 2. And I have spent a lot of time in my late 30s. I'm 37. I've spent a lot of time frustrated with myself as a parent, mainly because I'm confused. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like I'm not doing enough, and I try to do more, but it never feels like enough, and it feels like I'm actually making the problem worse. So I understand the frustration of being a father that comes from confusion. I don't know what to do. I don't know what my role is. I don't know where I should be working harder, where I should be putting my energy. I end up doing more than I should, and in that frustration, I've wrestled to a place of realizing that the core of my frustration actually comes back to myself, my own lack of awareness of my emotion, that I'm not an emotionally healthy person, that I don't know my own heart, which makes it difficult for me to lead my kids and guide them in understanding their own hearts. And it really starts to kick off when your kids get into this 8, 9, 10-year-old stage. At first, it's not super loud, it's not super in your face, and you might not realize it, but over time, you start to realize, okay, I don't know how to engage this kid well. I don't know what to do with them. You can sit in the same room, you can be around them a lot. I've been a very present father. It doesn't mean you're connected. It doesn't mean that you understand their heart or that they're sharing their heart with you and you're receiving it well. So in this video, we're going to talk about this 7-year window, and we're going to talk about what you can do as a father to engage it. So I remember when my oldest daughter turned 8, we were living in Kansas City, Missouri, and she actually expressed out loud to me and to my wife that she didn't feel safe with me. She didn't feel safe getting in the car, just the two of us, and going somewhere. And I don't know exactly why, but I have a pretty good idea that it had to do with my anger. I oftentimes found myself getting angry, being explosive randomly, oftentimes in the kitchen, around meal times, in the car. And I'm not a super angry person. I'm not a super, it's just not typical for me to be that way, but I would find myself in these pinch moments and all of a sudden I would get angry. And the reality of being a father is that you have to navigate all of these different challenges, providing, being a stable force, being a leading force, engaging your spouse well, and trying to learn how to walk out decisions and conflicts with them. And then also disciplining your kids and teaching them what to do, teaching them how to do it, and then following up with them when they don't do it well, and dealing with kids that are rebellious, that are strong-willed, that push against what you're trying to teach them. In the middle of all of this, it can become frustrating, and that was where I lived, and I would get angry more often than I would like to admit, probably every other day, maybe at times every day or multiple times a day. And it would be like the whole house would go quiet. People would want to leave the room. I would just get this icky feeling like, I don't like this part of me. And I would apologize. I would come in and say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have yelled, that was on me. I would take ownership of it, but I kept having the same problem over and over and over again. And it's like, okay, if you really meant it, if you really were wanting to change, you would change. A couple years in, you would change. And here I am with an 8-year-old daughter with multiple years at this point of blowing up in anger, and she doesn't feel safe with me. She was rapidly headed towards the stage, the 7-year window, and I was without solution in how to understand how to navigate this with her. And I wrestled a lot with it. And the reality is that in this window, your kid actually is coming to you with trust. They're coming to you with a heart that is open, that hasn't been hurt. They haven't been hurt by the world. They haven't been hurt by their community. They haven't been hurt by you. For many, many kids. Obviously, there are kids that are hurt earlier than this. And my daughter obviously was hurt up to this point, but she was getting to this place at 8 years old where she was saying, okay, I'm starting to become aware of my own heart. I'm starting to become aware of who I am as a person, what I'm feeling, feelings of shame. And in this place, their default tendency is to actually come to their parents. Their default tendency is to connect with their father, their mother, whoever they feel safer with, and to start to share their heart. And in this crucial window, your response to their heart will teach them how to respond to their own heart, and will teach them whether or not bringing their heart out at all is even a safe thing to do. That's why this window is crucial, is you're actually given the opportunity to connect deeply with your kids. The challenge is if you don't know how to connect deeply with yourself, if you're not an emotionally healthy person, you're actually going to teach your kids to respond to their emotions the same way you've responded to your emotions. And if you're watching this video and you're not already an emotional, intelligent person, you're not already doing well in this category, then you might be aware on at least some vague level that you're not very good with your own emotions. You're not very good with your own heart. Maybe you're an emotionless person. Maybe you're someone that doesn't really feel a whole lot, or is more stoic, or just makes clear decisions, thoughtful decisions, doesn't allow your emotions to cloud your judgment. Or maybe you're a super emotional person. Maybe you're driven by extreme emotions and swings, and it becomes difficult for you to understand how to navigate life because your emotions are overwhelming. Either way, you need to guide your kids in dealing with their emotions, and the starting point is knowing how to deal with your own. If you weren't taught how to deal with your emotions as a kid, then this is going to be very difficult. It's not just difficult because you aren't good at it. It's more difficult because you actually don't know what you're not good at. You don't actually know what to do. The confusion around this category becomes overwhelming, and you end up with your defaults. You end up becoming emotionless because that's what you were shown, or super emotional. Either way, it's unhealthy for you, it's unhealthy for your kids, and it's not safe for their hearts. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to know if your connection with your kid on an emotional level is good or not.